Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos de nuevo al Juego de Tronos, al juego de rol. 15 años han pasado, 15 años desde que abandonaste Aguasfuentes, las tierras ancestrales de tu familia. ¿Eh? Ah, claro. Vale, capítulo 2, Alester, o sea, cambiamos a otro personaje. Joder, ahora que nos estábamos acostumbrando a Morse, no, ¿cómo se llama? Ya no me acuerdo. Nos cambian a otro, pues ya. Han pasado 15 años desde que abandonaste Aguasfuentes, las tierras ancestrales de tu familia, como primogénito del Lord Reinald Starwick, al servicio de la poderosa familia Lannister. Algún día todo habría sido tuyo, pero huiste de Poniente, ese nido de víboras en el que todos conspiran contra todos en un juego de tronos sin fin. Diste la espalda a tu pasado y cruzaste el Mar Angosto para vivir en las ciudades libres, lejos de las redes de intrigas que tejían las grandes familias. La religión de R.R. y sus sacerdotes rojos te acogieron de buen grado y ahora eres uno de ellos, aunque tu nueva fe no es bien recibida en tu tierra natal. Pero el pasado te ha dado alcance y tras un largo viaje has regresado a tu tierra natal, Aguasfuentes. Bueno, pues vamos a echarle un vistazo a ver qué tal es el segundo personaje el segundo protagonista de este juego. Ahora que ya nos habíamos acostumbrado un poco a cómo jugar.
15 years ago, it was one of the region's most flourishing towns. But things slowly worsened, and today River Spring knows only idle craftsmen and discontent among the peasants. And the death of Lord Reinald Sarwick will not improve matters. That said, his death didn't surprise many people. The poor man was but a shadow of his former self since the disappearance of his eldest son. They say that his daughter is the one who makes decisions since then, and you can see where that has led.
River Spring. It is much changed.
Have you been here before?
I used to live in River Spring. I left 15 years ago.
Yes, that was a while ago. Back then, the town was still prosperous.
What happened?
I don't know the details, but I think it had something to do with the eldest Sarwick boy.
Pues es culpa nuestra.
I must go to the castle.
Oh? And, if I may ask, what would a red priest like you be doing here?
I am here for the burial ceremony. I am the son of Reinald Sarwick.
How so? You're much too old to be Garwin Sarwick.
Garwin is my young brother. I am the elder, Alester.
Father above? After so long? We thought you had disappeared. My sympathies for your father. I did not recognize you.
My god Rolor now watches over him. Thank you for the crossing, ferryman.
Rolor. Eres Alester, hijo de un poderoso señor de las tierras del oeste que tenía por delante un brillante futuro como señor de Aguasfuentes. Tras la rebelión de Robert Baratheon, te exiliaste en las ciudades libres, hallando refugio en la religión de Rolor, el dios de la luz y del amor. Ahora eres un sacerdote rojo en el templo de Bravos y has decidido consagrar tu vida a tu religión y tu dios. Tu antiguo tutor se puso en contacto contigo y ahora vuelves a tu hogar para asistir al funeral de tu padre. Tu pasado te ha dado alcance y ahora tienes que presentarte ante aquellos que abandonaste hace 15 años. Vale, y ahora elegimos qué tipo de... Joder, es que esto es un pisto, porque llevamos a los dos personajes en danza. Danzarín del agua es el título que se aplica a los adeptos al ampuloso estilo Bravosi de combate con espada, un estilo basado en la velocidad, el equilibrio y la agilidad. A menudo esta habilidad se ve reforzada por el hecho de que los practicantes son ambidiestros, lo que le permite blandir un arma en cada mano y causar lesiones más graves en menos tiempo. Equipo preferido: espadas, proyectiles de embotados, hojas cortas y armadura ligera. Táctica principal: intensidad. Confías tu capacidad de respuesta y agilidad para aprovechar las debilidades del adversario. Para esta táctica hay que usar un arma de una mano. Vale, siguiente. Mercenario. Los mercenarios por lo general son respetados por sus habilidades en combate, pero gozan de una mala reputación por soler ser individuos sin escrúpulos que valoran el dinero por encima de todo. La experiencia de los mercenarios los convierte en luchadores todoterreno que saben adaptarse a cualquier situación de combate. Suelen usar armas de una mano, lo que les permite infligir golpes críticos y precisos. Prefieren usar una armadura pesada que les ayude a vivir lo suficiente para disfrutar de su paga. Equipo preferido: espadas, martillos, hojas cortas y armadura media. Táctica principal: asesinato. Un asesino emplea el sigilo y actúa en el momento oportuno para eliminar a sus enemigos. Para esta táctica hay que usar un arma de una mano. Vale, y el otro es arquero. Los arqueros son guerreros especializados en luchar a distancia. Al hacer también de exploradores deben viajar ligeros, por lo que suelen usar armaduras ligeras. Aún así, un arquero es un buen luchador cuerpo a cuerpo, si bien prefieren inmovilizar a los blancos y mantener las distancias con los enemigos. Arco, ballestas y armadura ligera. Destreza, cuentas con precisión y maña para infligir daño a distancia. Me voy a poner como danzarín del agua, si os parece. Igual, esto lo vamos a hacer balanceado. Vale. ¿Esto qué es? Esto es un pisto de la hostia, ¿eh? Vale, lo voy a dejar así. Vale, más o menos así. Y esto, a ver... Vale. Todos los días pasados, ve al Castillo de Aguas Fuertes para asistir al velatorio de tu padre. A ver, es lo que os digo, lo que os he dicho en los otros vídeos. Realmente hay... Hay cosas que tienen muy guapas. Pero otras es que, fijaros, es que hasta los gráficos se les va la pinza cuando giro, ¿veis? Es cuando estamos cerca de una pared o algo así.
Hey, don't count your eggs until your chickens have laid.
Forgive my boldness, noble stranger, but I cannot let you walk into certain death like that.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not sure of the customs in the free cities nowadays, but I wouldn't dream of entering Westerer's arm like that. And yet, as the smith labours day and night for us, it so happens that I sell the finest weapons. Blunt, cutting, perforating, you know what they say, my lord. Don't buy your blade until you know what you plan to stick it into.
Tell me more about cutting weapons.
The most popular. I know of no weapon passed down through families that is not a sword, my lord, and there are good reasons for that. Cutting weapons are especially designed to fight against light armor such as leather, and even the skin underneath. Do you need more information?
I have things to do.
Don't hesitate to come back and see me in the Merchant Square. I weep to see you so ill-equipped in this town. And don't forget you'll be wanting armor. After all, no matter the weapon you face, simple clothes will not protect you.
Vale. O sea, vale, lo que nos dice es que todas las armas hacen daño contra la ropa de tela. Las de armas cortantes hacen más daño contra armadura ligera y cuero. Las armas punzantes contra cotas de malla. Y las contundentes contra armadura pesada y de placas. Que hacen un 15% de daño extra, ¿vale? Es interesante. Si ya os digo, tiene un montón de cosas guapas esto. Pero tiene otras que es que jode el juego completamente. Y es una lástima porque tiene potencial. Es un juego con un potencial. Vale, el castillo está ahí, o sea que... Yo creo que voy bien por aquí.
Old man, you wouldn't be one of those priests of Relor, would you? Here we worship the seven. Clear off.
No te caldo una hostia. Vale. Es que...
No coin, no work.
Ea. Sports to the game. Joder. Esto de la cámara también es una mierda grandísima, ¿eh? Entramos por la otra puerta. Vale, es ahí donde está lo de la misión. Voy a explorar un poco primero.
One too many horns of ale today? Very nice robe you've got there. That must be worth it.
Joder, cuántos puentes levadizos y mierdas, ¿no? Hay aquí.
Don't hang around here, priest. We don't take well to new faces round here.
Y ahí tenemos una conversación. A ver.
Gather round, citizens of River Spring. Come. With things as they are, what choice do we have?
If things are so bad, what do you propose to do?
It's been too hard for too long. It's time to revolt. We must take matters into our own hands. We'll take up arms.
You should be careful. If you keep attracting attention this way, the guards will lock you up in the dungeons, or worse.
Perhaps in the time of Lord Reynald, the Curt. But do you see many guards pacing the streets now? The army of River Spring is but a shadow of what it was. You obviously know nothing of the misery we suffer here.
That may be, but I do know that violence is answered with more violence. This path never ends well.
We're already suffering. What is it to us if we die of hunger or by a sword?
What has happened here? These lands were once thriving.
It's the Lords. It's been too long since they cared about what happens in their own lands.
Vaya.
Neighboring lords have taken the chance to grab some of our land, and nothing is done to stop it. And now that Lord Sarwick is dead, it will only get worse. We must do something.
But there are still Sarwicks in River Spring.
Don't make me laugh. The eldest fled years ago. As for the others, they're no better than he. Anyway, this concerns only the people of River Spring, stranger.
So be it. I pray that your choices will not lead you to reckless acts. May Relor light your path through the shadows.
Relor.
For the past 15 years, things have gone from bad to worse.
Hay un montón de... O sea, es una encrucijada grandísima.
Hang around here, priest.
Cállate. ¿Me puedo caer al agua y morirme?
Very nice robe you've got there.
Cállate. Que vengo a ver a mi padre.
This town is in mourning. Access to the castle is closed during the ceremony.
I'm actually here to attend Lord Sarwick's burial.
I'm afraid that's not possible. I'm under strict orders to only allow entry to close kin. With the villagers' current grumblings, we don't want to risk problems.
I am Lord Reynald Sarwick's eldest son, and I am here to attend my father's funeral.
His eldest son? Do you take me for a fool? I have been at my post for more than 5 years, and I have never once seen your face.
It has been more than 5 years since I left River Spring. Please call on Mr. Harwin. He knows of my arrival.
Well, we'll see about that, but I doubt he'll come here for you. The ceremony's about to start. John, go find Maester Harwin.
What is going on here? Why has John gone for the Maester?
Ryman, it's me, Alester.
Several hells. Alester? Graydon, I told you only family. That excludes peasants, dogs, and cravens who abandon their families.
You blame me for leaving, but this is not the time for anger. I've come to bury my father, Ryman, not to fight with you. In honor of the past, allow me to go and pay him my respects.
Very well, you may go. Out of respect for your father.
Alester, I knew you would come.
Maester Harwin, it's a pleasure to see you again.
The pleasure is shared. 7 gods, you have
Mirad cómo lleva
so much.
los colgantes de la ciudadela.
From my contacts in Bravos to inform you of your father's death. The funeral will be in the Godswood. The ceremony has already begun.
Why is it not held at the Sept?
It would be if it were not in ruins. River Spring is suffering on all fronts, I fear. Let us go now. Come with me, Alester. Let us speak as we walk.
What happened here, Maester? How could my father allow things to get to this point?
You know, after you left, Lord Reynald changed.
Ahora es todo
He
culpa
began to
mía.
live more and more in the past, and stopped taking care of his duties. Your sister quickly found herself managing more than she should have.
Eliana helped my father govern?
Well, these last few months, she's practically run the house herself. In spite of her efforts, she was unable to slow the inevitable ruin of her lands without a lord. But all is not so dark. Many of your father's vassals remain faithful to their oath. They have all come to the burial in order to honor his memory.
Eso es bien.
We will speak of all this again after the ceremony. Let us
eso es
make
bien.
haste, I beg of you.
Vamos a ver. Después de que el perro degüelle a un adversario, tendrás ventaja sobre los demás. Tiene cosas bastante guapas, incluso en el motor gráfico, pero otras que da la sensación de que se apresuraron a la hora de terminarlo.
Hello, Red Priest. I am Lady Eliana Sarwick, daughter of the late Lord Sarwick. You are just in time for the ceremony. Were you close to my father?
You have changed much in 15 years, little sister.
Alester, why have you returned? We don't need you here.
Harwin told me of father's death. It was my duty to come.
15 years without any news. And he had to die for us to see you again. You would have done better to stay where you were.
I do not doubt that my departure was difficult for you.
Difficult? To say the least. Your disappearance was our father's ruin. Do you know how long I cried after you left? And how long I hoped for news of you?
I am sorry. I left Westeros without once turning back, it's true. I understand your reaction. It must have been unbearable for you. But I had to leave. Know that I never forgot you.
That's easy for you to say. And you should know that we here learn to live very well without you.
Bueno, lo de
I
muy bien.
understand your reaction, Eliana.
I doubt it. Go pay your last respects to father. We will speak later.
May the stranger, the eternal outcast, now guide you to the Father. And may he judge you fairly and deliver you from the torments of the 7 hells. Your qualities were many. Above all else, you place the prosperity of the...
Who is that man? I believe that is the elder Sarwick, the one who disappeared. He has certainly changed, but I recognize him.
¿Qué leches? Se han quedado todos igual de picuets.
you desecrate our father's body that way?
I desecrated nothing. I performed the final kiss, the tribute that priests of Relor pay to the dead.
You may be a red priest, but you should respect the beliefs of Riverspring.
I did not intend to be disrespectful, little sister.
Do not think that it is easy for me to speak with you after all this time.
Please, Eliana, listen. I left Westeros without a goodbye, and you have every reason to be angry with me. 15 years ago, the war that King Robert Baratheon fought to claim the throne forced me to commit deeds which haunt me still. The very idea of returning to you was too painful. I did the only thing left for me to do. I left and began a new life elsewhere. Not long ago, I received a letter from Maester Harwin telling the father
Y si él lo sabía,
I
podría
could no
saberlo.
longer hide myself. It was time to confront my past. What I regret the most, Eliana, is that by fleeing to the other side of the waters, it is you whom I wounded.
All these years, I have thrown a veil over your memory. And you return at the moment when everything is in turmoil. I must be alone for the moment. I will see you later, Alester.
Take your time, little sister. I understand.
Alester, Maester Harwin would like to speak with you. He awaits you in the castle courtyard. And if I may add, you should be ashamed of that kiss during the ceremony.
My thanks, Ravella. I shall go and see him.
I am not sure there is more to discuss between us, Alester. I am sincerely sorry for your loss. You know how much your father meant to me. Unless you are truly ready to listen to me, it would be best that you leave.
As you wish.
No nos da experiencia lo de hablar con esta gente también. Así que nada, vámonos. El coste energético de las habilidades depende de tu resistencia en las piezas de armadura. Vale. Ahí está el maestre. Esto es para el bosque. Y tenemos vendedores por ahí también. Vale, pues nada, a hablar con el maestre. A ver qué nos cuenta el hombre.
Alester, there you are. Please leave us. So, you're not too unsettled by the situation here?
What I saw of the town upon my arrival was enough. It is a disaster. The people cannot go on like this. I have heard tell that neighboring lords have taken our people's lands.
Indeed. The poverty has worsened over the years. When neighboring lords became aware of your father's situation, they took advantage of the opportunity.
But they have no right to do so. Our lieges, the Lannisters, should have been notified.
Indeed. But our relations with them have suffered since your father held Tywin Lannister responsible for your departure. It was after his death that your sister decided to reopen talks by going to see the most influential member of their family. That is why she requested an audience with Queen Cersei Lannister at the Red Keep. It was made very clear our lieges will act once our land has a new master. So your sister worked towards this end. Riverspring has belonged to House Sarwick for generations. Ilyana has refused to marry a lord from any other house. So, the Queen has chosen a man for your sister.
Who is it?
Valar, your father's bastard son, your half-brother.
Valar? I left Westeros hoping never to hear that name again. It is out of the question for my sister to marry him. He shares our blood. How can the Queen condone a marriage?
Bueno, eso no le importa mucho a la reina, ¿verdad?
You realize that if Ilyana were to wed another lord, she would take her husband's name. Being a bastard, Valar has no family name. It was the only solution to keep River Spring for House Sarwick.
Why choose Valar for a suitor? What does the Queen want?
From what I heard while accompanying your sister to King's Landing for her audience at court, Valar distinguished himself through his exploits. I know that the Queen enjoys surrounding herself with strong, devoted men. That is the case for Valar. By giving him this gift, she ensures his loyalty and increases her power.
But Valar was just a squire when he went off to war with me. It would take more than that to be a suitor worthy of our name.
Seeing him return alone from the war, your father blamed him for your disappearance. No matter how much Valar claimed to work for the prosperity of House Sarwick, your father wouldn't hear any of it. He cursed him and chased him away from River Spring for good. Your half-brother was mad with rage and left seeking vengeance. Apparently, he spent several years at the Citadel, using education to compensate for his low birth.
A maester cannot become a lord.
He never became maester, but stopped at the rank of acolyte. He learned the art of war, studied the higher mysteries, and forged links. He was then thrown out of the Citadel several years later for studying the forbidden arts. He's been a sellsword ever since. His reputation spread quickly, and royal ears heard of him. In 2 years, he went from simple soldier to the Queen's Guard. He moves in the shadows. The nobles of the court fear him.
Valar. He has taken too much from me already. I cannot just stand by while he marries my sister.
There is something else of which we should speak. I would have liked to spare you this. I do not believe that your father's death was an accident. There are certain indications that lead me to believe that he was poisoned.
Are you sure?
Believe me, Alester, I know this subject. The Strangler is a difficult poison to detect, but it leaves certain traces that cannot be caused by anything else.
Did father have any ongoing conflicts which could have prompted someone to murder him?
I am not certain, but there are rumors of a possible culprit.
Tell me who it is.
This may overwhelm you, but the rumors say that it is your younger brother, Gawain.
Gawain? He was but a child when I left.
He and Lord Reynold had some serious quarrels, and he disappeared on the very night of your father's death. We've had no news of him since.
No creo que sea.
Why? Why would he have done such a thing?
Maester Harwin! The people are rebelling. Rioting has broken out throughout the town.
With all of this festering discontent, it was only a matter of time before this happened.
Tell me, does the River Spring Guard have the situation under control?
For now, they are securing the entrances to the castle. Barricades protect us from a direct attack. But the streets are inaccessible to us. We have too few men. The guard is overwhelmed.
Who is behind this revolt?
I think I know who leads them. I crossed paths with a certain Tyrek when arriving, a rabble-rouser, telling the people to take up arms.
Tyrek? I heard some guards say that he was getting people worked up in the marketplace.
How did things get this far out of hand?
Well, the lords left the castle after the burial, with their fine clothes and all. Whereas the villagers are starving, all of this flaunted wealth must have pushed them too far. Everything erupted. The villagers began to attack the lords, taking them hostage.
You said that the revolt is being led from the main square. We must go there immediately.
Captain Ryman says that it's impossible. Our men are barely managing to keep them at bay at the castle doors. There are not enough of us to attempt an escape.
Where is Captain Ryman?
He is at the doors. He's the one that ordered the barricades.
7 hells! If Ryman deals with it, the revolt will end in flames and bloodshed.
River Spring has already suffered too much. I must join Ryman. River Spring needs me. I will not watch our land fall into ruins without acting.
Very well.
Después de 15 años, pues es buena palabra, sí.
You are a Sarwick. Act as a liege, Lord Alester, and know that your acts will have consequences.
I will do what must be done.
I am sure you will.
aquí, vale. Si logras realizar un desvío, los daños recibidos se reducen en 3 y puedes realizar un quite. Oh yeah. Vale, pues ¿qué os parece si lo guardamos aquí? No, nueva partida. Guardando, vale, perfecto, pues lo voy a dejar aquí, gente. Muchísimas gracias de verdad por haberme acompañado. Ponerme a ver qué os parece. Voy a seguir un vídeo más. Al final, un vídeo más y al final me acabo el juego, ya verás. De momento, a ver, esta parte no me disgusta tampoco. A ver, es un poco regulera, pero va cogiendo forma el juego. Como os he dicho, tiene cosas muy buenas, pero también tiene fallos muy gordos. Entonces, veremos a ver cómo se va equilibrando la balanza, si se va para un lado, para el otro o qué pasa. Os dejo esta pantallita de siempre, que sois abajo. Intentaré dejaros un enlace para que pilléis el juego baratico en la descripción. Ahí tenéis mis redes sociales, el enlace para suscribiros, para ver la playlist completa. Y nos vemos siempre que vosotros queráis, por supuesto, en el próximo vídeo. Chao, chao.